Everyone gets irritated by annoying sounds like perhaps a dog barking or nails on a chalkboard. But what about everyday sounds like somebody typing or chewing their food? Those are sounds that most people just ignore or don't even notice at all. But for people with misophonia, those sounds fill them with rage and hate. It's a neurological condition that was only recently given a name, but it's been an issue for millions of people suffering with it for years. Tonight, you're going to meet a teenage boy who is desperate to find help. He may have one of the worst cases of misophonia ever seen. At the request of his family, we are not showing you his face, but you will see the struggle he deals with every day. It's hard enough being a teenager. It's even harder when you have a severe case of misophonia.
I hit like right there at the back of my head. As far as I can remember, I've never had a day without doing that.
For this 16-year-old, that is reality.
A lot of people tend to ask, why I'm doing that, but there are some people that just think this guy's weird, I want to get away from him.
It's not the impression he wants to leave, but he has no choice. Misophonia is the hatred of words, sounds, or noises that fill a person with rage. And he turns that rage into violence against himself. Any sound having to do with the mouth, mucus, spit, saliva causes this. Even listening to his neurologist, Dr. Mike Robb, explain the condition set Adam off.
Saliva-based or salivary-based sounds, they just don't like it.
His own spit grosses him out.
Don't mind this, it's just something with my nose produced. Don't say the word. I'm sure you'll figure it out what it is, but like my nose and my mouth produce, well, it's kind of like accumulating, and I have too much of that stuff in my mouth.
He's talking about saliva.
What if I were to say the word? Is that one of your
Yes.
words? Oh. People will say, these are everyday sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the one that you just made. You probably didn't even notice you made it, though. It's like you made a sound right before saying something you probably didn't even notice. It's that one. What even gets to me.
What you and I may consider benign sounds cause a complete panic inside a person with misophonia. They hear nothing else, and there's no effective treatment.
We have been to doctors, neurologists, psychiatrists, Tourette specialists. I mean, you name it, we've been there.
His mom first noticed the problem when her son was only 4.
The word or the sound causes like an electric shock feeling in his head that just pounds in his head, that electric feeling, until he knocks it out.
And it's gotten worse.
Like after I do that, my head starts to hurt. For obvious reasons. I mean, I'm hitting my head.
Even looking at a water bottle sets him off.
We're in Arizona. Who doesn't have a water bottle?
He thinks of the spit on the bottle.
If I look at certain things, I'd have to poke at my eyes.
Because of that, he's now blind in one eye.
How could I get a relationship with something like this? Like, would that even be possible? Would they want to be with me, or would they immediately think you're completely weird and go find someone normal?
He's had to switch schools and struggled to find friends.
He didn't want to leave his room. He didn't want to leave his bed. He would cry because nobody understands.
These devices fitted for his ears will play constant white noise.
Try to reduce the intensity of the sound that's bothering them by using some type of a sound therapy device that might reduce the strength of that annoying stimulus.
Instead of seeing a bright future ahead at 16, he's losing hope that he'll be able to live out his dreams.
I'll probably get a job where I don't have to be around too many people too often, but make sure that I'm not always by myself, because that would be lonely.
Dr. Robb has fit that team with some of those white noise devices, but so far we're told they're not helping out that much. Obviously, that case that you just saw is very severe, but there are millions of Americans who live with misophonia without anybody knowing it.
And plastic as much as possible. Sometimes we'll eat out of Tupperware because it's not as noisy.
Tomorrow night, I'll introduce you to an Arizona man who's lost jobs and marriages due to his hatred of sound.
I've left jobs, I've changed careers, I have moved from places that I've lived because there was too many dogs barking. You kind of spend your life running, and that's difficult.
How he's dealing with misophonia and managed to find true love along the way.